Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my setup in my office. This is a video I've never done before, and I honestly really love watching other people's setup tours, and I figured I might go ahead and do one myself. Now, if you didn't watch my video last week, I'll go ahead and put it up here in the corner. It's a little bit of a long one, but I talk about the stuff that I went through in 2023 in my personal, professional, and creative life, and the kind of goals that I have set up for myself for 2024. So for this video, I want to change it up a little bit, and I actually want to show you my setup and talk about the various things around my office. I don't have the most up-to-date setup, so I'm going to skim over a lot of the technicalities of some of the gear that I have and some of the stuff that I have, but all the gear that I do have that may be of interest to you, I'll leave linked in the description below. In full disclosure, that is an Amazon storefront, so if you purchase anything from there, it does directly support me at no extra cost to you. Just want to put that out there. I'm going to start off with the most unsatisfying part of it before we work our way to the cooler part of it, which is my desk itself. Because this basement is a multi-use space for us. We use this as a game room, we use it as an entertainment room, and then I use it as my home office and where I edit every single day. So about 90% of my day is actually spent down here. That sounds really depressing, I know. It's a basement with very small windows. I should probably go outside. We're gonna start off with the catch-all corner. The catch-all corner is just a couple of cube organizers that we had laying around the house, and we had a bunch of miscellaneous things that just kind of fell into them, and that has made its way down here to the basement because we want our upstairs to be organized. There's also some things on there that are car related or garage related, which our garage is now finished. Some of that is gonna be moving out there. Moving on to the next part, we have a wall of decorations. We still have Christmas decorations up right now. We have some decorations up here with shelving that was left over by the previous owner. Some comic books from Deadpool, because I am a big Deadpool fan. I have a painting my dog did, very proud of him. Deadpool poster, it's pretty much like a shrine at this point. Moving on from there, we have two pieces of furniture from IKEA. We have a coffee table that we got because of its shape and its size. It's great for board games. We also have a IKEA couch. I can't remember the names of these, but I will find them and I will put them in the description below if you're interested. The couch is a very nice couch. It pulls into a full queen size bed. And the kick out, it has storage for blankets. It's very comfortable. When my wife worked night shift at the hospital, I used to come down here and hang out on the weekends, play video games, sleep on it. At the front of the room, we have our 50-inch TV that is from Insignia. I bought it back in 2015 along with one of my Xboxes that I own. It's a 1080p panel, 60 hertz, and one of the things I want to upgrade this year is this TV. I want a 4K TV that's slightly larger, maybe like a 60-inch or something. The light behind the TV is actually just an LED strip from a company that I can't remember the name. I think it's called Ham Light. It was some low budget lighting solution that I got. I just wanted some bias lighting behind the TV that can do white light, but it can also do RGB lighting. So if you want to do red, you can do that. You got green, blue. They even have like a rainbow option, which is pretty neat, but I just keep it on white. So that way I don't have to worry about it. Now that Insignia TV is also hooked up to Insignia soundbar that I got as a Christmas gift one year. I think it was like 70 bucks. I think the TV was maybe $400. Under the TV, we have another cube organizer filled with board games and game consoles. My wife is a very big board game person, and she got me into board games when we started dating. And so we have a lot of family game nights with her family, or we have friends come over and have game nights with us. And so we really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And I grew up on Xbox, so I have all these Xbox consoles on here. Each one has its own story. I have the original Xbox down at the very bottom, which is not actually my original Xbox because my dad sold it when we were in high school. But I did pick this one up from a buddy not that long ago just to have for decoration. I also have a 360 Elite, which originally I had the white Xbox 360, but because of the Red Ring of Death, we got upgraded to the 360 Elite thanks to Best Buy. And then that one, it also had Red Ring of Death, so we sent it into Microsoft to get it fixed. It does still work, I just don't use it. I also have the original Xbox One. I wrapped it in a Deadpool skin because I like the look of it. I bought that at the same time I bought this TV. Then I have an Xbox One S, which I bought for my brother years ago when we were roommates because I wanted to be able to play Rocket League with him when it first came out. And a couple years later, I picked it back up from him for my wife to use to play Minecraft on. During the pandemic, we couldn't see each other when she worked at the hospital, so I had her use that while I played on my computer. And as time went on, it slowed down, got laggy, was struggling a little bit. So for her birthday a couple years ago, we picked up the Xbox Series X. And we've played a few games on it, like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. She plays Minecraft on it, and recently she's been playing Stardew Valley on it. And I've played that game too. It's actually a lot of fun to play with her. But it's a 4K console, and we don't have a 4K TV, so I'm hoping to upgrade this TV either this year or next year. Next up is the storage that I have for all of my photography. This is a recent addition to the basement. I picked up the shelving from Goodwill for 30 bucks, which honestly I thought was a really good deal. I don't know how much it would have been brand new, but I've seen ones like that go for $100 to $200 range. And so this was a pretty decent setup. At the very bottom, it's got a lot of random storage. It's got batteries for my Sony, my GoPro charging down there. On the next shelf, I have an 8 terabyte Western Digital hard drive that I use for backup of my laptop and my content. This is not the solution that I want. This is what I bought years and years ago before I knew anything about cold storage, before I knew anything about redundancy. So in the future, I would love to be able to build my own NAS or some sort of other solution. I've been doing a decent amount of research on it, but I do want to replace that. I have a DJI RS3, which all the B-roll footage that you're gonna see has been filmed on that. I bought it before I bought this camera that I use when I wanted to get more into video creation for social media. It is a very great gimbal. I got the one in the middle because I wanted to be able to handle the weight, but I didn't need all the pro features at the time because I didn't think I was gonna use it all. It's a great in the middle solution and I love it. On the second from the top shelf, just a bunch of random photography, miscellaneous accessories stored in a couple of fabric boxes. And then above that is where all the important stuff lives. We have my brand new camera that I bought back in August, which is the Sony a7 IV paired with the Sigma 24 to 70 millimeter lens. I love this combo. It is the only lens I own for this camera right now because I was on a budget, and this has been my workhorse ever since then. If you follow my Instagram page, I post daily content on my photography journey in the automotive world. I have a POV of me just going out and taking pictures of cars. If you haven't seen that stuff yet, I'll put my handle on screen so you can go check it out. And I also post here on YouTube Shorts and TikTok, so you will probably see that content at some point. Wrapped around the camera, I have a small rig cage, which was a recent pickup, and I love it. It makes it more of a sturdy feel in my hand because I have very big hands, so having that extra grip is very helpful. Now, next to the Sony a7 IV, I have my original camera, which is the Nikon D3400. And it's got my favorite lens on it, which is the 35 millimeter prime lens. I do still have the kit lens, and I did buy a telephoto lens for it for other situations, but this is my favorite lens, so it just stays on there all the time for show. It is my very first DSLR camera, so I don't intend on getting rid of it. Next to that, I do have boxes from my Sony and from my lens. I am a millennial, I do love my boxes, and I do have more. I got rid of a lot of them, but I still have some more. I have these on display because I really like the way that they look, and no one's gonna tell me otherwise. I also still have the box of the iPhone I picked up recently, which is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I have it in blue titanium. It's currently wrapped up in this OtterBox case that's MagSafe, and I really like it, super lightweight. And I'm currently recording audio on it, otherwise I would take it out and show it to you. But this phone I got after having the iPhone 12 Pro Max for a number of years. It is a very nice upgrade. I do intend on making some content surrounding it regarding photography. I know a lot of people have done it, but I do want to use it myself in the scope that I use it for, which is automotive photography. I have a radio that my brother bought me for my birthday this year. The reason why he got me a radio is because he really loves radios, and whenever we go on car trips together, whether it's to Grid Life in Michigan or we're going down to Tennessee to the Tail of the Dragon, we want to stay in communication with one another. Super, super nice long range radio, way better than the generic ones I bought myself years ago. And so this is programmed for me. I don't have to do anything. And he's always got his mounted up in his car, which I think is pretty dope. So he bought that for me and it sits up there when I'm not using it. So I'll put it in the link below as well with all the other gear that I have. And we're gonna get on to the desk setup. This desk setup has been the biggest pain in my butt because it has been turned from a single computer setup to a 3-computer setup. I built this desk when we moved into this house in 2021, and I built it on an IKEA countertop, which is a very standard thing that a lot of people do. But instead of getting adjustable legs, I went with a pair of $80 steel legs I picked up off of Amazon. I do kind of wish I got adjustable legs back then, but at the time I was in between corporate jobs and I didn't really have a lot of money to put towards a desk. So I stuck with some generic steel legs and they've held up very nice. In the middle, I do have an IKEA extendable leg because a lot of the weight from the monitors goes straight down into the middle of the table and that prevents it from sagging. On top, we have my work computer that sits behind one of the computer monitors in clamshell mode. It is an HP ZBook. I don't know all the specs on it, so we're just gonna leave it at that. I have 2 vertical monitors that are made vertical because of the space limitations I have on the desk, but those 2 vertical monitors were provided to me by my workplace. They're just generic Dell 24-inch monitors. They're very good for daily task things, but I wouldn't play games on them or edit photos. I have 2 main speakers that are actually monitoring speakers, so there's not really any bass in them. They are BX5s from a company called M Audio. I bought them a few years ago along with my Scarlet Red XLR hookup audio system thing, whatever you would call it. I bought those a couple years ago so that way I could have decent quality, have an XLR mic hooked up to it, and I can listen to the videos while I'm editing them. Because originally my desktop was my editing and gaming setup. But now I edit on my laptop, which is a MacBook Air M1 that I bought about 3 years ago now. Has 8 GB unified memory and only 512 GB on the SSD. To expand that, I recently picked up a 2 TB SanDisk Ultra SSD where all my current projects are being edited on and stored before they go to cold storage. The skin that I have on it is by a company called Fishskin. This is not sponsored. I just bought their product because I did get a scratch or 2 on the computer while I was living in Florida and it freaked me out and I just wanted to protect it. And so I bought it from them because they had really good reviews. But the skin is called Obsidian if you're interested. Now I do have that MacBook hooked up to one of the 2 monitors that are the original monitors for the setup, and that is an LG 29-inch ultra wide. I don't remember the exact specs on it. I do know that its color range is very good. I think it's like 96% gamut range. But again, I will have that linked in the description below so you can find where it is and see the specs yourself. There's probably a newer version now because I bought this, I think back in 2018 or 2019. Below that is the main screen for gaming. It is an Asus 27-inch 144 Hz 1080p panel. It is a TN panel, so it's very flat in color. It is not good for color grading at all, but it's very fast, it's very responsive, and I use it for all my gaming. Again, I'll have all of this stuff linked in the description below if you want to go look at it. The peripherals, I do have a Logitech G205 mouse, which is a more recent pickup because my original mouse crapped out on me. And then the keyboard is just a basic HyperX keyboard that I picked up from Best Buy for like 60 bucks. It's a mechanical keyboard, it's got metal construction, it's pretty decent. I don't really like the sound of the keys anymore. It's been pretty worn over the years, so I will probably end up upgrading that at some point. But for right now, I don't do a whole lot of gaming, and the majority of my work has been with my work computer, and then if I'm using my desktop, I'm usually just playing some basic games or I'm on Discord with my friends. My desktop is a very old desktop. I built it back in 2017. All you really need to know about it is that it has an i7 7700K processor and it has a NVIDIA GeForce 1070 overclock edition. That's it. There's really not much else to it. I built it myself during Black Friday, and if it were to crap out tomorrow, I probably wouldn't be replacing it anytime soon. And the reason being is because one of the things I do want to upgrade with my setup is my laptop. I do love the MacBook Air. I think it does a great job at editing videos and photos. It just takes a little bit longer than I would like for it to, because since I'm filming in 4K now, it does take more time to edit and encode those video files. Also, when I'm editing photos, I feel like it's kind of slow because there's a lot of processing that has to go on in it sometimes. And I even sometimes get the warning that I'm run out of application memory, which does get very annoying. If you are starting out, I think the M1 Air is a very good computer to go with because it is very inexpensive. But for me, I think I will be upgrading to one of the newer Pros at some point. Peripherals for the MacBook, I just have a Magic Mouse and a Magic Keyboard. It's not ideal, it's not the setup that I would want to have permanently, but it does get the job done. So that's what I have. But that's it for right now. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you like this kind of content, maybe consider subscribing and hitting the like button. It does support me. It helps me get in front of more viewers. And like I said in my previous video, I do want to take this stuff more seriously. So any feedback, any input, any suggestions on content is highly accepted and I appreciate it. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I will see you next time.